Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today is something a bit different, as you can tell, even though this was also something like yesterday. I just want to talk about how it is possible that I started 2020. A few months ago, I was on vacation in Kentucky. I was bored, so I started a live stream on Instagram. Later on in the stream, I talked about how it is possible that I caused the events of 2020, or at least some of them. The FFBU, Fear of Alex book universe, is the universe in which the stories I write take place in. Early on in the FFBU's timeline, powerful mages create these creatures called Stardusts. Stardusts are supposed to prevent universes from colliding and causing problems. In the FFBU, the Stardusts have a Detroit Become Human moment, and they realize that they don't want to guard the borders of realities for eternity. What they do is they enter the universe that they protect. This entering affects the memories of those within and outside of that universe. Your brother that you may remember being born and growing up with you, he could possibly not even be your brother. He could be a Stardust that came into your world just the other day. You see, I believe in art being real. When someone creates a piece of art, whether it be a book or a song, the story of that piece of art is created within a brand new universe. The God that created that universe, the artist, can decide what happens in said universe. If they want someone to travel to another universe, they can do that. I created the Stardust, and I told them to come to life. I could be the reason for this happening. I call this idea Steerpism. Steerpism is when you create fiction, that world becomes real. Not in our universe, but another. The characters may not be sentient in your work, but they are in real life. I wrote the Stardust to be deities of Steerpism, and these deities can go to whatever the universe they want, even ours. What they do affects the memories of everyone. I started writing back in 2015, just writing video game and television show fanfictions. I mostly wrote Minecraft and Digimon stuff. I was in 5th grade. It wasn't until 2016 when I created the concept of Stardusts. The only difference between 2016 Stardust and 2020 Stardust is that 2016 Stardust came from a different realm. 2020 Stardusts were the change-up. They were created by enchanted mages. In fact, I didn't even come up with the concept of enchanted until 2019. That was when I started writing my first fantasy story, Blackbriar. Though I did create one of the enchanted gods back in 2016. Back then he was called Blackshuck. Now his name is Lupus Tenebris. Back to the Stardust, I want to mention that they have no concept of time. They could come to your world tomorrow and you'll feel like it was yesterday. They could create entire universes or timelines on their own just because they don't follow time. Now, here's my evidence for my main argument. With no guardians at the borders of the universes begin to collide. Have you read an old book or watched an old show and you notice that there are some similarities today? For example, archaeologists discovered some things earlier this year that seem awfully close to something from JoJo's Bizarre Adventures. Now, keep in mind, I've never watched JoJo. I can't exactly confirm or deny if it was a JoJo reference in real life or not. Another thing is that the main thing about 2020 is very similar to Infamous. Infamous has a disease going around, riots, people claiming that certain things are a hoax, and more. Seems awfully familiar, doesn't it? Infamous 2 and Infamous Second Son, there's what you could basically call police brutality. The militia and DUP aren't police, but it's close enough. They abuse minorities, the bioterrorists as they call them. The conduits. I have plenty of more evidence, but I don't think I could fit all of the single commentary within a single Rocket League video. In fact, this was originally meant to be a Titanfall. Now, there is a bit of evidence that I really want to point out. Time. Infamous was released in 2009. JoJo debuted in 1987. Some of my own stories are even very similar to 2020. Almost all of these are 2016 to 2019. I even started writing World War III stuff before January, which is when people started talking about World War III. Remember that? Now, this could be a bunch of massive coincidences, though I'm skeptical. I don't believe in series of coincidences like that. I want to know what you guys think. Are there any other similarities that you could find? What do you think of all the tragedies of our realistic Twilight Zone? Now, looking away from the script, I have more to say. I have time to kill anyway, about 4 minutes. Well, some of my own stories, for example, like I said, are even very like real life. Now, some of them, of course, they may have different things, but like an example of something that has happened from one of my stories is, let me find it. I cannot remember what I said in the thing, in the Instagram stream. Oh, that's it. Plague. That was written in 2017. That is about a plague breaking out in Australia, though it is about a company called Cisco who created it as an experiment for the Obzen cult. Now, I'm not saying the government created the COVID-19 because they didn't, but there are people who believe they did, so I guess that's close enough. The World War III thing, that is very realistic. I mean, I started writing that back in 2019. Yeah. Some other stuff. The segregation between humans and enchanted, that is starting to happen in some countries like France. I know segregation has been around for a long time, but it's starting to come back. I know that's not a reason that the FFBU is a real thing, but I'm just pointing out that segregation's coming back, hopefully not in the US. Well, I may sound like a crazy person because I'm saying, oh, fiction is my fiction and is the reason that 2020's incidences have happened. I'm not saying that completely. I'm saying that it is potential that Stirpism is an actual thing. Ideas are reality. That's what I'm saying. So be careful what you do with your imagination, because it may seem like it's fake, but I can assure you, with time, it will be real. The mind is an interesting place. I've seen some things that, I've heard some things that, plenty of things in real life should not exist. Things that we thought were impossible, but very much are. Things that we have not explained yet. Like, look at Dyatlov Pass. Anyway, I'll see y'all later. Hope you have a good day, night. Like and subscribe if you want to, though please share. Anyway, see y'all later. Goodbye.